So I was going to talk about this other idea, and then I started classes on Wednesday, and I found out for one class I have to write an essay every single week. For another one, I have to outline the entire New Testament by mid-semester. Other ones I have to read like half the book by Monday, and the final straw was my last class that I went to, and the professor looked at us and he's like, I realized that after looking over the syllabus, I assign way too much reading. But that's okay, because in graduate school, that's how much reading they have. I was pretty much freaking out, and I was sure I was going to fail the semester, and I was crabby and whiny and complaining, and I was not in a great place to talk about the other thing I was going to talk about, because instead I feel like God really wanted me to give myself a reminder of something I learned a long time ago, and hopefully you will find it equally challenging. 1 Thessalonians 5:16. Rejoice always. There are way too many cliche things taught about rejoicing always. We've all heard it. We all know this. And nobody ever does it. There are very few people I know who actually rejoice always. Complaining is a lot more fun. It's a lot more witty, honestly. It can be much more entertaining than the Pollyanna style, oh, let's find the good in everything. Okay, rejoice always. Right, what does that mean? Well, quite frankly, it means rejoice always. And in case you didn't get it, Paul goes on to say, give thanks in all circumstances. Every single circumstance. No exception. No exception. And when you make rejoice always no exception, things start getting really confusing, because there are some circumstances, there are some things that you feel like you cannot rejoice in. And what do you do in those situations? This verse is not asking you to see bad things as good, because there's definitely evil in the world. There is sin in the world, there is pain in the world, and it is a result from sin. It's not from God in that sense. But God does use the pain of this world to challenge us and grow us. And because he loves us. He says he does everything because he loves us. So your trial that's frustrating you is a gift from God in that sense. And we need to see it as such. And that's why Paul says, rejoice always. I want to challenge you to look at the things that are frustrating you, to look at the things that are discouraging you, to look at the things that overwhelm you, like so much reading for the semester. Look at those things and say, all right, this is my challenge from God. This is my opportunity to grow. This is my opportunity to depend upon God, because frankly, I'm going to be at my wit's end this entire semester, and I'm going to need Jesus a lot more than when I was just chilling on my bed on break. And that's a good thing. And that's a thing that we should rejoice in. And that's one reason why we can rejoice always. But what happens when you get to a situation where you cannot see any good coming out of it? You have tried to take it as a challenge, but it is breaking you. It is beating you down, and you feel like you are not making any headway whatsoever. What do you do in that situation? Do you rejoice always in that situation? How does that work? Because we are commanded to rejoice always with no exceptions, I think what happens when you are not able to rejoice, your perspective is skewed. You're looking in the wrong place. So you may be looking at the problem, maybe looking at the waves that are rocking your boat, instead of looking to Jesus, who is the one who gives us strength, who is our ultimate joy. And when you are stumped and unable to give praise, in no way can you see a silver lining, much less a transcendent hope and joy. Take your eyes off the things that are bothering you. Take your eyes off the things that are discouraging you and look to Jesus. praise him, namely. Give thanks to him. Look at the things that are good entirely. Look at the things that do give joy, and that will give you a perspective where you can rejoice always. So I'm offering you this challenge because this semester, this week, this day, I need to learn to rejoice in my mounds of reading that I need to get done by Monday. I'll see you guys next Monday.